Good morning, everybody. It's me again, Mario. They call me Bitcoin Mario now, my friends and relatives, anyway. But our lesson for today, remember, I'm basically doing for beginners. So hopefully, if you think it's too simple for you, you can always watch other Bitcoin sh- um, YouTube shows out there because I basically simplify everything for basically I want beginners to learn about Bitcoin. So my what I want to talk about today is how when every household anyway has to have a savings account, and it's really important to have savings, and because when you work on your budget, you should have some money in the bank, right? To figure out, and then when you were little, we were always taught to save for a rainy day. And the banks, they kind of encourage savings and saying, they'll pay a little bit of interest if you save in their bank or this bank or that bank. But the reality is, where you're actually losing money when you're saving and putting it in the bank using fiat money. So what's the alternative? Uh, so how do you do it then? How do you save and make your money grow at the same time? So people figure out, they come up with different investment ways to do it. And they basically tell you to buy a house, which, I've been in real estate for so long, since 1985. And I would encourage people to buy their house instead of renting, because renting, you basically lose everything. But if you buy a house, then most likely, if you stay there long enough, the house will appreciate, and down the road you can sell it and get a lot of your money back. You can put it in investment in the bank, using CDs and all kinds of different ways. The bank figure out with a little bit of higher interest if you don't touch the money. You can buy stocks and bonds, or you can um, do so many different kind of investment out there. And just be careful, because there's also a lot of scams out there. um, so far, in terms of investment for your savings, I found out that Bitcoin is probably the best money that you set aside, for your future, basically. Bitcoin can also, it's not something that you want to touch. You want to keep it there for a long, long time, because, as you probably know, Bitcoin is so volatile. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, but in the end, it always goes up. So, but the volatility is amazing that it scares a lot of people, and you don't want to sell when it's negative, because you end up losing money, and that's how people basically lose money, because they think that their Bitcoin is negative, that they're losing all their money, not realizing that in the end Bitcoin will go higher than the last high. It just takes time. So if you want to save money that you don't need right away, to basically save money to buy a house, for your down payment and your closing cost, or for a trip abroad, or for some big expense like educational expense for your kids, um, Bitcoin's the way to do it. For one thing, if you just save a fiat money, which is the regular bank money, um, inflation will just eat it up. So Bitcoin is basically a protection against inflation. As you know, Bitcoin has a limited supply of 21 million coins, unlike traditional money, which can be printed in unlimited amounts. So whenever the government print more money, the value of that money goes down. So the scarcity in Bitcoin holds its value over time. That's really important. Wealth preservation. Savings in Bitcoin can protect your money from losing value due to inflation, especially economies with high inflation rates. So right now the inflation rate is a little bit high. It's going down, but it's still high. And if you have Bitcoin, that would save you basically. Financial control. We have with Bitcoin, you have direct control. With Bitcoin, you have control over your savings without needing a bank. You manage your money directly through digital wallets. It's decentralized, as I keep saying over again. Bitcoin isn't controlled by any government or bank. If you don't believe me, you can check. You can say, who owns Bitcoin? Nobody owns Bitcoin. Who's the president of Bitcoin? There's no president of Bitcoin. Where's the Bitcoin headquarters or main office? There's no office because Bitcoin is decentralized. It's not controlled by any government or any bank. So your savings are safe from political financial instability basically. So it doesn't go bankrupt like banks do. I do have experience of that. I was investing. I have some money in Yota. I don't know if you know about that. That's a savings account that through the internet, and it went bankrupt. And I still haven't gotten my money back yet. I'm waiting. Hopefully, they're still figuring it out. They keep advertising that it's FDIC. That it's the federal FDIC insured, which means that your money is insured basically. So if that's the case, when am I gonna get my money? It's still stuck there. With Bitcoin, the fees are lower, not like in a bank where you put your savings. They have so many hidden fees. They charge you for this, charge you for that, charge you for this, charge you for that. If you don't watch it, the fees will eat you up. If you have if your balance goes a certain low, they charge you for that. If you take out so much money, they charge you for that. So in Bitcoin, the fees are basically lower. So your expenses is less. Transactions are quicker. You don't have the bank's approval for that. And the security, it's the fraud protection. Bitcoin transactions are secured by advanced cryptography, making them very safe and reducing the risk of fraud. And also privacy. While Bitcoin transactions are public, your identity is not tied to them, offering an extra layer of privacy. So think about it. Where would you put your money? You want to save your money. You want to have a little savings account, but it's not going to work because your money is basically, the value is getting less and less and less. You want to put it in, you want to start investing your money, but you're not sure which way to invest your money so it will grow. So make money work for you instead of you working for money. And how can you really do that? I would say Bitcoin is basically the answer. So if you want your money to work for you, switch it to Bitcoin instead of fiat, and just make sure it's long term. And you can start checking it every year that your money went up. And that's our lesson for today. So start savings in Bitcoin instead of fiat. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.